At SPSG, we strive to make sure you have the opportunity to learn in an environment that is safe, secure, and fun. With these elements in mind, we have created an acceptable use policy that helps make sure you get the best out of your experience at SPSG while using technologies, and created this video for you to watch with a parent or caregiver to explain the acceptable use policy. Today we're going to go over some of the rules and responsibilities in place to make sure our community is safe and secure while using technologies at SPSG. Please make sure to pay attention during the video because there will be quiz questions embedded for you and your parent to answer along the way, as well as a code to enter after finishing the video. You will need to enter this code and an electronic signature for the student and parent at the end of watching this video to be allowed to use our internet and computers at SPSG. So let's get started. Please note that at any time you would like to take a look at our full SPSG acceptable use policy, you can view it on our LMS under middle school info and upper school info, as well as using the links that will be provided at the end of this video. First, let's talk about your presence online. It's important to think of your use of technology at SPSG as a privilege, not a right. SPSG requires you to follow the same rules and standards of integrity that apply when you're walking the halls of our schools to the way that you interact both on and off campus. You're responsible and will be held accountable by SPSG for your online behavior, whether or not it is on or off campus. This includes both during the school day and off campus, when any way that it reflects poorly on our school or violates our school's code of conduct. This includes bullying, intimidation, and discriminating against others. If you see this happening, please let a faculty member know. Any issues such as these will lead to disciplinary actions and possible criminal prosecution under Maryland's Grace's Law against misuse of computer service. Secondly, we should talk about the use of cell phones, iPads, and other such devices while on campus. It is important that the technologies used at SPSG enhance and not restrict your studies at SPSG. This means that for middle school students, cell phones should be off and in your locker except in aftercare for the purpose of figuring out pickup and for specific classes with permission by the teacher. For upper school students, this means cell phones should be off and in your locker except for in the commons during lunch and in specific classes with permission by the teacher. This is very important as it helps reduce distractions, but also improves the interactions you have with your friends and peers throughout the day. Third, we should remember what is not allowed when using the school's network or using a personal device such as cell phones, iPods, and iPads. You should not be using messaging services throughout the school day, including iMessage, GChat, Google Hangout, WhatsApp, Snapchat, etc. This includes messaging your parents or siblings or other caregivers. If you need to communicate them for anything, such as for getting a lacrosse stick for practice, or if you're not feeling well, you need to do this from the phones located at the middle school and upper school offices. You should not use our school's network, computers, or personal devices for any social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Visco, Snapchat, etc. You also shouldn't be using the school's network for listening to YouTube music or watching videos unless it's for a class or at the request of a teacher. This slows down our network and can be very distracting. You should not be storing non-academic materials in school folders or on a school's computer. This includes your Office 365 OneDrive provided by the school. You should also not change the configuration of school computers, such as changing desktop or screensaver pictures, adding or removing programs, etc. You want to make sure that when you're using the school's email that you don't send junk mail, mass emails that are not of academic purpose, or sending chain mail. Make sure you're not participating in chat rooms, gaming, or using the internet for financial gain, aka getting money. Finally, make sure that you aren't downloading, copying, or sharing music, videos, or copyrighted material without appropriate permission. Tracks and detentions will be given for using the school's network or computers in any of these manners at any time. Remember that you are on the school's network. The school has the right to monitor your use of the internet, email, and files as deemed necessary. Fourth, when you're using the SPSG devices such as laptops, iPads, iPods, or any other technologies owned by the school, follow these guidelines. School laptops should remain in the room they are designated to be in, such as the Star Lab or library, unless with approval by a teacher or tech director. If approved by a teacher, the student should sign out the device with their name, the computer number, and the location where it will be used. The Idea Lab may be used with approval of a teacher or the tech director. It is very important to put your computer back in the appropriately labeled location and charge your device. That way the next person who needs it will be able to have the same experience you did. A few other reminders about your responsibilities. Remember, your online interactions and activity reflect not only on you, but on your family and on our school community. If you see a violation of this occurring, it is important that you report it to a faculty or staff member. You are responsible for the content of your account, including all materials received, stored, or sent on your account, including email and LMS. So don't give out your password, and report if you see anything strange coming from your account. Make sure you're representing yourself honestly in all electronic communications, both in school and on personal networks. No catfishing, going on others' accounts, or setting up fake accounts with different names or different ages than what you really are. Make sure that you only use approved software within the SPSG network. Make sure that what you send and receive on the school's or personal networks is free of bad language, pornography, discrimination, or biased language that goes against our school's mission and diversity statements. Make sure it's free of bullying, harassment, or intimidating language. Make sure to avoid plagiarism. Always make sure to cite copyrighted unpublished materials appropriately. This can be a school offense and a legal offense. Make sure to use virus scanners and keep illegal software and materials that aren't properly copyrighted from the school's network, such as viruses, converters, or pirated software that is stolen. Finally, make sure that when you use our school's technologies that you do so thoughtfully. It is your responsibility to take care of devices that are in your possession. While this sounds like a long list, it's really important to make sure that you have the best experience here at SPSG. Consequences for violating this policy might result in loss of network privileges and/or disciplinary action up to and including expulsion. The school may hold students and their parents or guardians financially responsible for damage resulting in a student's violation of this policy or other school guidelines regarding its use of networks and property. The school maintains sole discretion regarding whether and how to administer discipline in the event of the violations of the acceptable use policy, except to the extent that the school is required by law to notify legal authorities. Remember, the school's network and devices are property of the school and may be accessed by the school at any time with or without reason or notice. If you use our network, you should understand the limited privacy you have in doing so, and that we have the right to ban or suspend you from using the network if you use it inappropriately. This includes doing checks to ensure students are not using social media or inappropriate sites that are not for educational purposes while on our network. In addition, in accordance with Maryland's Misuse of Interactive Computer Services, also known as Grace's Law, students are prohibited in using interactive computer services to maliciously engage in a course of conduct that inflicts serious emotional distress to a minor. By law, violators are guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by imprisonment for up to 1 year and/or a $500 maximum fine. Along with this policy, SPSG has the responsibility to help educate and enforce this. So, we will be providing you with information and answer questions about this policy in advisory time and at the end of this video. We will also help you build skills that will help make sure that you are able to use technologies effectively and appropriately. We will help educate you with the use of the internet and how to protect your digital footprint and identity, and help you make sound judgments about the use of digital content. We also promise to prohibit and take responsible steps to prevent your access to inappropriate materials while on our network. You have come to the end of our video. Congratulations! If you have any questions about what you've viewed, please contact our Director of Technology, Emily Ziegler, at eziegler@spsfg.org. You can access a copy of the Successful Use Policy on the LMS under Middle School and Upper School Info. To acknowledge that you have taken this course, please fill out the form that will appear in a moment with your special code seen here.